Okay, here we go. Welcome back to this playthrough of Dark Souls 2. So, in the previous episode, I got the Fire Longsword, and you know, started the game pretty much, and now I'm gonna continue with the forest. I think I exhausted Melinda's dialogue, didn't I? Yeah. And I also bought the Pharaoh's Lockstone and one Firebomb and the key to Lenigrast. If you want a very good weapon early on, obviously the Rapier, everybody knows that weapon is really good from Lenigrast, but you can also get the... And don't tell anybody, okay? Because a lot of players do not know, and the ones that do never talk about it. The Bandit Axe and the Battle Axe. Alright, I said it. There, I said it. I'm not gonna say anything else. That's it. No, but those weapons are really good. They're sort of like an in-between of the mace type weapons and a sword type weapon, right? The swords are a little bit quicker and they do a little bit less damage. Think about Skyrim, right? And then you have maces that do more damage, but they're a little bit slower and maybe shorter reach and stuff like that. However, the maces sort of meet in the middle, but they pretty much take the best of both worlds from each class. And those two in particular, the Bandit Axe and the Battle Axe, are absolutely ridiculous. Why am I holding a torch? Yeah, I wanted to light the one sconce in there. Did I do that though? Because if I didn't, that was completely ridiculous. Yeah, I did. That's what I wanted to do. So this area here is a little bad because you could potentially have 5 people shooting at you with a bow. So I want to take out this guy up here first. What's going on? So that at least I can avoid one. That was extremely lucky. I don't want him to do the side-to-side thing. That one. You need him to step off the edge because otherwise you just knock him down. Wow, bro. Yeah, the third one staggers you so that you get hit. Oh, that counted as the pursuer. No, I wanted to fight him. Can I make it up there, you reckon? Let's see. Well, this just went south, didn't it? Don't disappear. Okay, good. I wanted to just show the pursuer off, but that guy hit me and like mocked me. Well, you saw what happened. When you make your way halfway up the ladder, that's when the pursuer spawns. But the pursuer is a good starting boss for the beginning because he teaches you a lot of things. Like for example, enemies attack in threes a lot of the time. It shows you which attack of his are the easiest to parry, you know. And it shows you that you can, you know, circle bosses and enemies to keep close to them and sometimes just completely avoid their attacks without even having to dodge anything. Boom, boom. Oh yeah, don't hit the enemies that are on the ground here. They're actually not dead. You can use the buckler if you want. It's a little bit easier to parry, and you don't need the stats for it. No, you do you, bro. Yeah, that's a stab attack. Can't parry that. I'm just gonna get the items. The firebomb guy is gonna hit me, so I'm just gonna do that. But you know, ideally what happened to me shouldn't happen to you. You want to have killed that firebomb guy before you engage the pursuer, which you should do with throwing knives. Oh, he came down. Okay, sometimes he does do that. What? And here's why I bought the firebomb from Melinda. The pursuer disappears and he doesn't come back basically until you fight him in his actual boss room. You only get a one shot at him. Do not miss the chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. Let's see, I want to wait for him to shoot. Try to make sure I kill this guy in one combo because I am getting peppered from all directions. The longsword is really good. Running attack into an R2 or just running attack into a regular attack, R1, can be really decent. Someone dropped down. What the hell? Was it worth it? Who the hell are you and where the hell did you come from? Oh, he probably chased me down from the bonfire. From like the bonfire area. Where I blew up the wall. Surely, because I killed the spear hollow up there and that's the only one nearby. Alright, let's go to Kale. This guy, you can also kill him with throwing knives. He takes 2 throwing knives. Which can make it a little easier, honestly. And same thing with that guy. I don't know who designed this area and then play tested it and was like, yeah, no, you know what? That's perfect. I almost died right there. I knew the boulder was coming, but impatient.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Because you have 5 effing archers. Potentially 5 effing archers shooting you at the same time. It's ridiculous.
Now, yes.
So Kale, he's a quest NPC. You need his helmet for a very, very good quest. One of my favorite rewards in the game. You can either kill him or finish his story. There we go. I'm just gonna use a homeward bone because I don't want to walk back to the bonfire. The archer on the rampart can live. He can tell my story. Let's, so, you know, oh yeah, right now I have 2 Estus Flask shards, so I'm gonna use them in Majula. That guy over there, that's probably the guy that came after me. But this Forest of Fallen Giants, which isn't the case for most levels in Dark Souls, it's divided into such a way that I can like go down over there and do the Fire Longsword area and then come back and rest, right? Do Kale's area and get the key and the pursuer maybe, and then come back and rest, and then continue with the level. There are some other sections there as well. But basically, after you complete one section, you don't have to kill the same enemies again. That's sort of like the thing with Dark Souls, right? If you have to make a choice. If you have few Estus Flasks, right? You can either choose to rest and get your Estus Flask back, but you respawn all the enemies in an area. That's not the case in the forest. It's sort of divided into sections that are separate, basically, from each other. So even though you start off with few flasks, in the forest in particular, you can utilize that strategy. So here's a Ferrous Lockstone. That's why you don't necessarily need to buy one from Malintia if you want the Chloranthi early on. I can hear the piggies. What? You say something to me? That was completely terrible. He always starts off with that one. It's a shame I don't know it by now. I mean, this enemy is not that common. I don't get the chance to fight him that often. Let's try again. Oh yeah, you're gonna do that to me? Fine. These guys are weak to fire and blunt damage. And strong to thrust. So that's something. There we go, Soul Vessel. That's a unique chest, it's pretty cool. There used to be like an event back in the days with that chest. But the house in Majula, you know, has really decent items. Estus Flask shard, a few shards, Titanite shards, an effigy in that skeleton. You can use a bonfire ascetic in Majula, and for every bonfire you use, for every ascetic you respawn another skeleton, up to 7, and every single time they drop an effigy. These pigs are really difficult, and they have phantom range. Hey, cracked red eye. But for some reason the Fire Longsword is really good against them. I don't know if it's the fact that you do fire damage or slash or whatever, because other weapons don't seem to be as effective against them. And you know, later on you fight a bigger version of those pigs. If you kill those pigs over and over, after like, I don't know, 10 times or something, a bigger pig will spawn. And you also fight those pigs in another area. However, the big pigs are very resilient to magic, all sorts of magic.
Is that here?
So it's a little weird that the Fire Longsword does as much damage as it does to those guys. I don't know. Maybe it's because there are beginning enemies and everything in the beginning of the game pretty much is weak to fire. This weapon is kind of broken. Okay, there we go. Now I have a little bit more survivability for the forest. So we can continue. The twin blade. Right, Melinda, are you ready for this? Wanna mock some stuff up? I need 25 strength. Although that's gonna make things a little trivial, I think. So right here, this is another like section of the level. I could go in. Those guys are not supposed to follow you down here. They can, but it's very rare. I could do this trap here, and then if I end up spending a lot of my resources, rest at a bonfire. Do Pate's trap, same thing, rest at a bonfire. And then continue with the lever, etc., right? What? You say something? I gotta rush these guys, because they are extremely difficult. They tend to do their quickest attacks to try and hit you, basically stun lock you. That's their point. Alright. Use a better shield than I am. Okay, it's white smoke. I mean green smoke. If it's white, then you want to block. You can also roll away, but it's a little bit harder because you have to roll at a certain angle. But yeah, that chest is strapped, and it gives you one shot, I think is what it was. I didn't actually see. The if you bonfire ascetic that chest, it does require you to kill a boss though. But if you bonfire ascetic the chest, then I think it gives you 3 chunks, which is really, really good. I think the chunks is probably the best upgrading material just because it's so rare. Remember the door, or not, you know, it's rare in combination with the fact that you need 3. Slab is the worst technically, because you only need 1. So even though they're rare, you don't need as many. Like you will, most of the time when you're missing an upgrade material, it's gonna either be chunks or large titanite shards. It's not gonna be a slab. You remember the door back with Melinda, where I got the lizard? I think that was the previous episode, I think. That door and this door have like a unique interaction with them, to where you don't have to, or like it doesn't happen anywhere else in the game. It's kind of strange. That door that I just hit to open didn't have a door handle, and there's also no way to enter that room from any other side.
Hello
So
there. Well,
you have to have the enemies open it up for you, which isn't reused ever again, I'm pretty sure.
oh yes, you be cautious. There's treasure. I saw the same. I was with this one. They're rather brusque. I still have the gents.
I do hope he wasn't armed. Right, so let's see here. Let's try and do this. There is an easier way to do this trap, but whatever. Yeah, they do always start. Just be careful, because they always start off with the most difficult attack. It's flipping annoying. Boom, boom. Alright, I'm just gonna block that. That has a multi-hit. It hits multiple times, like 3 times. But yeah. But yeah. Basically, where I'm going to exit, that's where you want to enter and do the trap from. It's a lot easier. You hit them from behind, like Stannis did to the Wildlands, with a pincer move, a double envelopment. You hit them from the sides. Okay. Let's talk to Pate again. He's gonna give me the orange soapstone, the white sign soapstone.
Well, I hope that brave warrior
didn't come a cropper either.
Oh,
thank you.
With
You want him? I want to do his story. Payton Creighton's storyline is pretty nice, or the reward that you get is pretty nice. Hey, wake up, silly! Gotta be careful not to hit the wall there. That's why I didn't lock on. Those guys can actually hit you. from behind. Because they're special like that. I mean, you can also do that. With the right weapon. Up here is what you want to do if you want to make the trap a little easier. Alright, so, I mean, this Forest of Fallen Giants is just filled with traps, isn't it? This is another one right here. That have enemies ambush you. And there's one hiding that you can't see. Until you go down there and get your butt handed to you. So, over here you have... Given that you came to the forest first... The first invisible hollow enemy. Whoa, okay. And there he is, the rapier guy. This guy can parry you. like a douchebag. If they're blocking and you attack them, I think they have a 100% chance of parrying you. Hey, oh wow, that's awesome. I think I'm going to use that early. You do get it in this level, but it's nice to get it now. So these two guys, you can inch forward and fight one at a time. And they always start off the same way. They're also decent enemies to... You see that? To practice parrying. If you have a medium shield, it's a little easier, so to speak, but the timing is different than a small shield. I don't want to put away my torch. But you can let them hit your shield once or twice and then just parry. So you block, whoops. You block and then let them hit your shield so that you get the timing down. I find that a lot of the time it's easier to parry the enemy's second attack if you are familiar with the moveset, because you know when the second attack is coming. So you bait out the first one, which, I mean, it can start off, the starting animation, you don't know when it's gonna happen. You can try to predict, but it's not the same. However, the enemies always do attacks in patterns, right? So you can avoid or block the first one and then parry the second. If you've seen PvP videos of people when they're fighting, like, let's say a longsword or a greatsword or something, and they backstep the first attack, that's like them using muscle memory, because they know how long it takes for the second one to come out. So something similar like that is what you can do with enemies in this game. Not all of them, but a few of them. Also, you can't parry the second attack of a longsword. Yeah, you can't do that. You can backstep twice on the longsword and then parry the third one. Because people that use this weapon spam a lot. Rightly so, it's ridiculous. It's so good. Okay. Now it's... I mean, I haven't... Wow, I haven't barely used any Estes. Okay. I can do the giant without resting then. It's fine. Hang on, this guy is... No, I can't show you with those two because they are... they're sword and halberd users. It's easier to do with the spear and shield users. And the guy below, I'm not really good at parrying him. And also he hits way too quick. But he could parry me, that could happen. Exactly, hits. Oh my god. See, how would I know that that would be a parry? I'm leaving. When they have their shield up, like I said, they can parry you. However, sometimes the enemies parry you regardless. And it's based on RNG. I've had it happen where it was in with the ballista traps. I did a running attack and hit him, and the second attack comes out really quickly, right? But he still parried it, so they can parry you, these guys, regardless of what you do. Man, walls are annoying. Come on. 1, 2. That's not a parry? Okay. Okay, that there was my fault. because he did bring his shield up. I guess he did that last time as well, but I mean, that was really, really bloody quick. Let's get to Pate. I want to have a little bit of stamina against the boss. So, the last giant, right? You want to stay in between his legs. I don't really like to use lock-on against him because it changes your camera. I only use it to like direct my character's attack, if that makes sense. But that can happen as well, where you hit the wrong leg. I do like to lock on and off enemies quite a bit because Dark Souls 2 likes to throw a lot of enemies at you. Oh, that's a triple stomp. And lock-on can be your enemy sometimes. If he stomps with his right, he has a chance to do a triple. If he stomps with his left, he only does a single. And this guy loves being next to walls. That's why when you're fighting him with Pate, it's a little bit more difficult. Because Pate doesn't push him out towards the middle of the arena. There we go, soldier key. Wicked. Let's go and do... Actually, I'm gonna rest first. And then I'm gonna do the soldier's rest. I could go to Majula and level up, but whatever. I like to risk things. I don't, but it's not... Odds are I won't die. What's going on, buddy? I don't really like fighting on this little bridge here. Is he coming after me? Maybe. So, over here you have the Ring of Regeneration. I cannot tell you how bad this thing is. Use it early on because you don't really have anything, but as soon as you get another ring that benefits your build even slightly, switch it out. Because it's very, very bad. It's like 2 health per second or something. Do you have a dagger? Yeah. My sword is getting really low on durability. Wow, that's not a... This guy is very tanky. I think even if you use the Morning Star, he's still really tanky. I have 15... I don't know, I was thinking of getting 25 strength, but it's gonna make all my other stats suffer quite a bit. Although the Demon's Great Hammer is really good though, but damn. Do I really want to do that, you know? Wait, do I have the Demon's Great Hammer? Is that what I got? Yeah, I do. So yeah, Melincia, as you can see, moves to the forest. I mean, to Majula. So now I'm gonna do Soldier's Rest to sort of wrap up the forest, except the salamanders down there. I can't kill those. I don't even know if I wouldn't survive the fall anyways. I need more health or the cat ring. Alright, hopefully the guy doesn't come after me. Or it's gonna be trouble. Trouble loves company. I try to like inch forward to only spawn 1 or 2 of these guys at a time. Skeletons can also parry you and they're weak to fire and blunt damage. Hey, look at you. Well, looky here. Looks like we got ourselves a hero. What did you learn? Black fire bombs, not bad. This corridor is really bloody dark. You reckon the turtles can destroy these columns here? Wasn't that a thing in the trailer? You can actually spawn just 2 of these guys. That was just careless. If you just inch forward a little bit. Torch, okay. I mean, I lit up that corridor, but there's no real reason to ever go back. Because you get a bonfire here in Soldier's Rest. You have the Morning Star? No. Damn it, Greg. That guy aggros immediately. Wait, we need you to hit the barrel. No, did I destroy him? Yeah, I did. Are there any more? Nope. Alright, oh my good god. Okay, so fighting all three is treason. I didn't want to destroy the second set of barrels. Because they have that quick attack. That's really bad. Really difficult to dodge. So I want to bait them all. Let's try and hit the guy that's lowest. Yeah, whenever enemies, right? Whenever you're low on health, or they know they have the advantage by being multiple of them, they will always do the most difficult attack. You know, enemies have like different sets of attacks. Like usually have like 2 or 3 different sets. They like to do the hardest one when you're low on health or when there's multiple of them, which is just treason. That would be that one for these guys, the quad combo, because it comes out really quickly. There we go, that's when you get the bastard sword. I actually forgot to use it before. You can do it. I think it requires 11 strength, 11 dex, and this character can two-hand it. So here we got another guy. Actually, I'm not gonna trap myself. Whoa! I'm not gonna trap myself. Down. These turtles are stronger than the previous ones I faced. Not sure why. Oh yeah, in there's a human effigy that I never pick up because it's, I don't mean, unnecessary. What's up, buddies? You just have to fight additional enemies. I think that attack can be parried even though it's a jumping. But I didn't know it was coming. Where is his bowman? Dennis invades you. You want to kill the bowman. I don't know if he died or whatever. But you want to kill him quickly so you can come up here and put on this armor. Or have any kind of armor. I just like to use this one. Because Armor Dennis uses magic. And armor have defenses against magic. So you don't ideally want to be naked against them. You can parry him or backstab him. When he uses Soul Greatsword or Soul Vortex. Are you kidding me, bro? When he uses those, you can try and get behind him and backstab him. There's a bonfire over here. I don't want to kill him yet. I want to show you a little bit more of his moveset. I guess you just stayed up here. That's Soul Vortex. That can be relatively easy. Oh, I couldn't do it. That's Soul Flash. Shit, that sucks. And guard breaks as well. I'm not very good with guard breaks though. There we go. So boom, guard break. Do your thing, buddy. Do a spell. Wizard. His weapon doesn't have that much reach though. That one can be backstabbed. But the window is not too long though. Alright, so now he's dead. Come at me, bro. Alright, guard breakages. Weapons like daggers and long swords and your fist, you perform a quicker guard break animation than you do with a club or a greatsword. And I think it also, if you're using it with one hand, you perform it even quicker. This tree, I forgot the word. This tree has a chance to spawn a seed of the Tree of Giant when you get invaded. It has a 20% chance to do that. So when you get invaded once, it has a 20% chance, and then it increases with 20% every time you get invaded. It is again until 100, where once you've been invaded 5 times, that tree will absolutely have a seed for you to grab. That is the item that makes enemies. That is the item that makes enemies Or, yeah, enemies attack invaders as well. I didn't actually kill the pursuer yet, have I? No. I thought I did. Let's go do that. He's not getting away scot-free, let me tell you. The pursuer, it's not going to take too long. I will use the ballistas against him once to like show off that way of fighting him. I think it's okay because I will fight the pursuer multiple times, 3 more times after the boss fight in the Lost Bastille, so you get his moveset down fairly well. Alright, just jumping across here. Let's see if I can pull this off with the parrying. This blue wooden shield does count. You don't want to ideally keep your shield up against them the entire time. Now, when the fight has gone on for a while, they just like to turtle a lot, which is what makes these enemies extremely hard. So I'm going to reduce them down to 1 if I can. Alright, let's see. If you just keep your shield up, I think they try to... Yeah, that one. No, because they bounce. That's right. You want to do it with a small shield. Let's see. Come on, buddy. But these enemies are the worst. He wants me to attack his shield. Because then he... like that. You can sort of... He hits like 1, 2, 3. You can sort of count it in your head. These enemies up here are also decent, but you don't want to block them. You just want to avoid the first one. Because he does 1, 2. So you can sort of like get the timing down. Because the second attack will always come out after a certain time. With the first one. But these guys have like 3 attacks. I think they have 3 attacks that they do. And the 1, 2 is the easiest one. Why the hell do I still have the Morning Star? Get that thing out of here. Life ring I can wear. I'm an idiot. Don't ask me why. Hey, their armor. That is actually pretty decent looking armor. Not that great though. Defense or poise wise, whatever. But it does have a little bit of poise, doesn't it? 18. Yeah, no, that's decent. Let me head over here. Yeah, stab attack. So I guess that makes it 4. They have 4 attack sets that they can like start off with. But these guys, I guess these guys, because they're a little stronger and they're two-handing the weapon, you could use this medium-sized shield. However, the parry windows are a little different, so you could block. That was way too bad. Block and then parry. That is how you can practice with these guys. You can also use it with the Hate Knights. Block, parry. Oh, I couldn't do it. So you can like, yeah, practice that way. It's pretty neat. However, when you get low on health, they tend to... When you get low on health, they tend to do the strongest attack, which is the one where they hold back. You really don't want to parry that one. Because if you miss, they take like half your health. It's ridiculous. I'm not used to doing the shield thing. I'm used to just avoiding it and then parrying. So, the Pursuer. Let me use... And also, I parry with the small shields. The Pursuer. I'm gonna try to use the ballistas on him. Now, if you want to do... If you struggle with him quite a bit, use the buckler. I put it in the bonfire, but you can use the buckler even without the stats. So, since this guy starts off the fight the same way, you can run to his right. I mean, to your right. And avoid this attack here. Stand next to the ballistas. And if this fails for you, I think you can quit the game. And try it again. Because the enemies don't remain... I mean, the enemies remain dead. The enemies outside the boss room. That's one of the easiest ones for him to parry. For you to parry from him. And the buckler makes it even easier, like I said. But, you know, the Pursuer teaches you fairly well how to deal with enemies and bosses and stuff like that. He's one of the first bosses that once you figure him out, like once players figure him out, they go like, oh, so that's the way to like fight him. You know, they have like that moment of realization. I just got the Dragon Lake armor, pretty decent armor. Quite heavy though. I can actually wield it like this, yeah. That's the thing when you have weapons that have relatively low weight, like this thing, 3 units. I could put off this shield and take like this. Yeah, that could work. This is a pretty solid way to start off the game. Can I even wear a helmet? No. I can wear this one. This is a pretty solid way. You have some decent defense. This shield is another one that's fairly good because it's a medium-sized shield, so a lot of enemies early on will bounce when they hit your shield. Generally, if it's like a medium-sized enemy and they're one-handing their weapon, like the spear hollows, they'll bounce. And if they're two-handing, like the royal swordsman, they won't. If you're using a medium-sized shield. But I'm not gonna use the armor. I think the stamina regeneration is a little bit too slow. There are some levels that I will, for the sake of, for the fact that there are too many enemies. So it's hard to dodge them all, especially with low adaptability and short-reaching weapons. But wearing the Drang Lake set is not that bad. All right, let's level up before I end it. I'm gonna do the Hades Tower Flame, but I just want to get to Macduff before I do that in the next one, though. Let's see. Sup. 22. Should I use the Demon's Great Hammer? I mean, it's gonna make things kind of ridiculous, isn't it? I can't do that. I can't do that. It would be advised, though. If you get to 25, if you started off with the Warrior, and you happen to get the Demon's Great Hammer, do use it two-handed with 25 strength, because it's kind of ridiculous. Yeah. Let me see if I have enough to upgrade the sword a little bit, just in case I get invaded. Although I tend to burn effigies at the bonfire, you know.
And
You again? This is gonna be my PvP weapon if I happen to get invaded. 3 left. I'll just use the bastard, whatever. I like to have a lot of weapons that have options. But yeah, thanks for watching this episode. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.